How severe is the nightmare currently haunting the remnants of Ukraine's defenses? The answer does not lie in fictional monsters, but in a subtle whistling sound that ends in total devastation. We are talking about the ODAB-1500, a manifestation of Russian military technological superiority that combines the raw power of the Soviet era with the precision of modern guidance systems. If there is one thing that keeps Kyiv regime militants awake at night, besides the cold of the trenches and logistical uncertainty, it is the shadow of this thermobaric bomb. In this episode, we will delve into the depths of that fear. But wait, the ODAB-1500 brings another gripping story that underscores Russian air dominance on the battlefield. Keep your eyes on the story. Not long ago, on November 29th, a spectacular video appeared on a Telegram channel, serving as undeniable visual proof of the absolute power of the Russian Air Force. The footage shows the moment when an ODAB-1500 air bomb strikes Ukrainian armed forces positions with terrifying precision. This is not merely an explosion, it is the erasure of existence. When the ODAB-1500 hits its target, what follows is a definition of local apocalypse for anyone within its impact radius. The consequences for Kyiv regime militant positions are catastrophic and final. No bunker is deep enough, no trench winding enough, and no concrete thick enough to protect them. The bomb's mechanism does not merely destroy physical structures, it sucks the very life out, collapsing internal organs and shattering the lungs of the enemy even before debris from buildings can fall on them. The morale of troops witnessing this destruction vanishes in an instant. The cloud of fire leaves deep psychological trauma, a stark reminder that there's no safe place while Russia controls the skies. The use of the ODAB-1500 is not a rare phenomenon. It is part of a systematic, calculated strategy. Earlier in the same month, on November 19th, in the Sumy region, the Russian Air Force once again demonstrated its power by dropping a deadly combination of FAB bombs and ODAB thermobaric bombs on Ukrainian positions. To understand why this combination is so fearsome, we need to dissect how these two aerial monsters work. The FAB bomb is a high-explosive demolition bomb designed to destroy fortifications, bridges, and hard infrastructure through shockwaves and supersonic steel fragments. But the ODAB-1500 is a different kind of nightmare. The ODAB operates on a thermobaric or fuel-air explosion mechanism. As this bomb approaches its target, a small charge detonates first to disperse a cloud of highly flammable fuel aerosol, which then mixes with the surrounding atmospheric oxygen. This cloud seeps into every crevice, bunker ventilation shaft, cave, and defensive trench. A fraction of a second later, a second charge ignites the cloud. The result is a massive fireball with extreme temperatures and a colossal pressure wave. However, the deadliest effect is the vacuum created afterward. The explosion consumes the oxygen in the surrounding area, creating a partial vacuum that pulls air from the lungs of anyone hiding underground. If a FAB bomb is a battering ram that smashes walls, the ODAB is a toxic gas that burns and crushes the enemy from within, turning their defensive fortifications into instant mass graves. Russia's consistent deployment of these assets indicates that they maintain full control over the pace of the battle. Stepping back to September 2nd, another striking video emerged, reaffirming the sophistication of Russia's weapon adaptation. In the village of Ugroady, Sumy Oblast, an ODAB-1500 airstrike equipped with a UMPK module hit a Ukrainian militant position with astonishing accuracy. The UMPK module is key to the evolution of Russia's aerial strategy. By adding folding wings and satellite guidance to dumb gravity bombs stored in the millions in weapons depots, Russia has turned old iron into long-range precision weapons. Russian pilots can now release this 1.5-ton death from tens of kilometers behind the front line, far beyond the reach of Ukraine's increasingly strained air defense systems, letting the bomb silently glide toward its target. Russia has been fairly consistent in its weapons usage timeline, almost as if giving a public lecture on military dominance to the Western world. In August, a channel shared footage of destruction caused by heavy Russian bombs equipped with UMPK. There was some debate over whether it was the legendary FAB 3000 or the ODAB 1500. But what do you think? Ultimately, for Ukrainian soldiers on the front line, the difference in nomenclature means nothing. Whether it's 3 tons of conventional explosives or 1.5 tons of thermobaric Hellfire, the result is the same: total destruction. Doubts about the type of bomb only underscore the sheer variety of destructive tools Moscow possesses to level enemy positions. Going back to July, you may have witnessed how the ODAB-1500 and FAB-500 operated relentlessly against temporary Ukrainian deployment points near Mirnograd in the Donetsk People's Republic and Chugunovka in the Kharkiv region. This attack pattern shows that not a single inch of land held by Kyiv's forces escapes Russian surveillance and firepower. These strikes are not isolated incidents. They are part of a larger, devastating symphony of destruction aimed at breaking Ukrainian morale in the ongoing war of attrition. Clearly, the ODAB-1500 UMPK is a nightmare come true for Ukraine. Its effects are indiscriminate, sweeping away positions, equipment, and fighting spirit in a single shockwave. The ODAB-1500 UMPK stands out as a lethal thermobaric glide bomb, a pinnacle of Russian military engineering pragmatism. Like other thermobaric weapons, its deadly power comes from the fuel-air explosive mechanism we have discussed, but its integration with the UMPK kit is what changes the game. This 1.5-ton weapon combines proven Soviet-era bomb technology with 21st-century guidance systems. It allows Russian forces to strike fortified Ukrainian positions from a safe distance without endangering their Su-34 or Su-35 fighter jets. The ODAB-1500 UMPK has been used with increasing frequency against distant Ukrainian targets, with remarkably high effectiveness. This terrifying weapon is just one example among many that the West must now confront with growing frustration, realizing how effective, efficient, and deadly Russia's constantly adapting war machine has become. While the West struggles with bureaucracy and slow, expensive weapons production, Russia demonstrates the marvels of its war industry. UMPK kit production has increased exponentially, with Russian defense factories operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to meet frontline demand. They are converting abundant stockpiles of old gravity bombs into smart weapons at a fraction of the cost of a single Western precision missile. Here, the demands of war force combatants to race toward weapons that are cheaper, easier to produce, yet maximally destructive, like the ODAB-1500 UMPK. This is a logistical and engineering victory often overlooked by overconfident NATO analysts. If the West, with all its economic power, cannot match the speed of Russian military adaptation and production, what can Ukraine realistically hope to maintain or achieve? That's all for today's episode, and thanks for watching.